Good morning, friends. How have you been? How is everyone at home? Good morning, dear friends. How are you? Oh. Good morning, dear friends. How are you? Oh. Good morning, dear friends. Good morning, dear friends. How are you? Oh. What's the name of our new friend? Oliver Ostrich. And Ostrich reads oh. Ostrich reads oh. And here's a song. Let's listen to it first and then we sing together, okay? Now we are going to sing together, okay? Wow! We're going to Storyland. We're going to Storyland. How should I go? I should fly a kite. Last time I was flying a kite and I had a lot of fun. So even today I'm going to fly a kite. Okay? How are you going to Storyland? Let's go! This is the way to Storyland, Storyland, Storyland. This is the way to Storyland. Come, let us go. We shall meet with all our friends, all our friends, all our friends. We shall meet with all our friends. Just wait and see. We are in Storyland. So put on your thinking caps. Put on your listening caps. Put on remembering caps and tie them hard. We are in Storyland. Oliver Ostrich was on the way to Oswald's grocery store. Suddenly, a green and red something bobbed up over a fence at Oliver Ostrich. Surprised Oliver Ostrich ran down the block as fast as an ostrich can run. Then Oliver Ostrich remembered that Daddy Ostrich and Mommy Ostrich had both told him there is no such thing as a monster. At the corner, the friendly neighborhood policeman helped Oliver Ostrich cross the street. Oliver Ostrich shopped at Oswald's grocery store. Then the officer Oscar said he would walk back past the fence where Oliver Ostrich had seen a green and red something. The something was not at the fence when Oliver Ostrich and Officer Oscar passed by. As Oliver Ostrich got to his own house, the big green and red something streaked across the sky just above Oliver Ostrich's house. Oh! Howled Oliver Ostrich as he headed for the front door. They come with the officer, okay? when they came back with the officer after shopping, the green and red something wasn't there. But when Oliver was at his house, the green and red something came again. Uh-oh. Mommy Ostrich met Oliver Ostrich at the front door. Mommy Ostrich laid her wing against her beak and said, "Shh, you must whisper, Oliver Ostrich." Daddy Ostrich had fallen asleep on the couch. Ollie is sleeping in her crib too. Mommy Ostrich, I must tell you something about something. Oliver Ostrich was huffing and puffing from running. Oliver Ostrich tried to whisper, "Something green and red surprised me. Something popped up on my way to the store. It is above our house right now." As Oliver Ostrich told the story, his eyes were as big as ostrich eggs. "That's odd," Mommy Ostrich told Oliver Ostrich. "That's awfully odd." "It isn't a monster, right, Mommy Ostrich?" questioned Oliver Ostrich. "Of course not, Oliver Ostrich," said Mommy Ostrich softly. "The green and red something cannot be a monster. There is no such thing as a monster." Do you believe there are monsters? Me too. There is no such thing as a monster. Oh, my dear little ostrich, I did remember it could not be a monster, Mommy Ostrich, said Oliver Ostrich. "But I would feel a lot better if I knew what it really is." Oliver Ostrich was asking himself, so if it's not a monster, then what it is? It keeps following me and popping up and looking at me. If it's not a monster, what is it? Let's go outside for a moment. Let's look, suggested Mommy Ostrich. Maybe we can find out just what it really is. Maybe we can find the explanation. Mommy Ostrich grabbed her pretty sweater. Oliver Ostrich and Mommy Ostrich went down the steps together. They looked up and down. They looked from side to side. They looked behind the fence. They looked behind the house. They found nothing green and red. You see? So they went outside to look. They looked everywhere. You see, Mommy Ostrich and Oliver Ostrich, they are looking everywhere for the green and red something. It wasn't there. "Well, Oliver Ostrich," said Mommy Ostrich, "there is nothing odd to see out here now. Let's go inside where it's warm. It's already time to fix supper. After supper, perhaps Daddy Ostrich will know what is going on." Mommy Ostrich and Oliver Ostrich tiptoed into the nest. Daddy Ostrich was still snoring on the couch. Oliver Ostrich put his wing over his beak and kept to keep from giggling. Mommy Ostrich's eyes twinkled too. Oliver Ostrich thought Daddy Ostrich's snore sounded like a train. Oh my God, he was snoring. He was snoring and Oliver thought it sounded like a train. Oh my God, that is funny. Over on the opposite side of the nest, Ollie Ostrich looked so sweet asleep in her crib. Ollie Ostrich was holding tightly to her favorite blanket. Mommy Ostrich and Oliver Ostrich smiled at each other as they tiptoed past the two sleeping ostriches into the kitchen. Mommy Ostrich spoke softly to Oliver Ostrich. "I am going to make omelets for our supper. Oliver Ostrich, you set the table. I will wipe the eggs for the omelets. Then we will be ready to eat while they are hot." Oliver Ostrich set a big plate by the big chair at one end of the table. Daddy Ostrich always sat at the head of the table, the place of honor. Daddy Ostrich is honorable as the head of the family. Next, Oliver Ostrich put a middle-sized plate by the middle-sized chair at Mommy Ostrich's place. Wonderful. Oliver Ostrich placed his own small plate at his own special stool. Oliver Ostrich's special stool was placed between his parents' chairs so they could help him with the food sometimes. Oliver Ostrich put a small plastic bowl on the tray for the high chair for Ollie Ostrich. Oliver Ostrich set the table while Mommy Ostrich made the omelets. Mommy Ostrich cracked the eggs into the bowl. She used the egg beater to make them fluffy and bubbly. Then Mommy Ostrich poured the eggs into a oblong. It's like a shape. It's shaped like a rectangle. Into the oblong pan. She set the oblong pan full of eggs on the stove. Stoves are hot. You know that, right? We don't play near stoves. You don't touch the stove. It might be hot. So stoves are hot. Oliver Ostrich. Mommy Ostrich remembered Oliver Ostrich. Take care to obey in the kitchen. It is easy for little ostriches to get hurt into the kitchen. Yes, ma'am, said Oliver Ostrich respectfully. Mommy Ostrich used a tiny bit of white salt and some black pepper. Then she sprinkled on some yellow cheese, chopped red tomatoes, and chopped green lettuce. Mommy Ostrich folded the omelette over in half. Flop! Mommy Ostrich made two omelets just the same. One omelette for Daddy Ostrich, one omelette for Mommy Ostrich. Oliver Ostrich chose some chopped purple plums for his omelette. Then Oliver Ostrich sprinkled yellow cheese on top too. Making omelets was fun! Wow! Oliver Ostrich was having so much fun. He forgot about the green and red something bubbling in the sky. Just then, oh God, Daddy Ostrich came to the kitchen doorway. I woke up from my nap and followed my nose to the kitchen. Daddy Ostrich was stretching and smiling. Stretching. It smells marvelous here. I see the table is all set, observed Daddy Ostrich as he sat down in his proper place. Yes, Daddy Ostrich, you woke up just in time, said Mommy Ostrich. I will waken little Ollie now. The omelets are all ready. Daddy Ostrich! Daddy Ostrich! I need you to help me solve a mystery. Oliver Ostrich could hardly wait to tell Daddy Ostrich about the green and red something. A mystery, Oliver Ostrich? Asked Daddy Ostrich with interest. That sounds very interesting. I'll do that right after supper, Oliver Ostrich. We will eat our hot omelette first, okay? It's okay with me, Daddy Ostrich, agreed Oliver Ostrich, because I am as hungry as an ox. Finally, Daddy is going to help Oliver Ostrich solve a mystery of the green and red something. It comes up when he calls someone to see it. It disappears. Oh, Dad is going to help. Time for questions. What had surprised Oliver Ostrich on the way